Hi, this is video number 2 of the History of Bully Behavior section of the Udemy How to Deal with Bullies course. I want to thank you for purchasing this course. We are still talking about the dramatic and ugly history of bullies that is our inheritance as humans. And it's the price we paid to be at the top of to be the apex predator of this world. We had to pay a bloody price. We had to be very violent. And so bully it's our history. It's our inheritance. All of us are capable of being a bully, and you may not feel like a bully right now. You may feel more like a victim, and I would rather not to be a bully or a victim. That is my goal, is to be neither a bully nor a victim, and I want that to be your goal, okay? Because that's the healthiest possible situation, where you're not picking on anyone and no one's picking on you, right? So remember that, because what I'm trying to say is you could be a bully. It's inside of you already, because you're a human being, okay? So it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something you have to be aware of. And as unpleasant as it feels to be a target of a bully, well, don't make anyone else feel that way. That's not healthy, okay? So, continuing in our discussion of the history of bullies, there is a pecking order, okay? And it's everywhere. It's a hierarchy, okay? Strong, powerful guy here, weak, ineffective, a nothing guy down here, and everyone else is somewhere in between, and we're all jockeying for position. You want a promotion at your work, right? And you want to make more money than you currently do, right? You want more power. You want to date attractive partners, and you want nice car, nice home. We all do, okay? We all do. That's why there's a hierarchy. Some of us are better able to grab those things and keep those things, and oftentimes we use bully tactics to get those things. When I was a former criminal, did I not use violence and bullying to get what I wanted? Yeah. And did the police not use bully on me to get me to surrender? They point the gun at me, freeze, stop, right? They're saying, surrender, or we're going to use our superior force to force you to surrender or kill you. So everyone's a bully. You are a bully. We're all bullies. It's just, I would prefer it if you didn't bully anyone and you were not bullied by anyone. That is the best possible situation, okay? So you want to understand pecking order and dominance hierarchy, okay? When a bully's coming up to you, like Nelson Muntz. Nelson Muntz is a bully in the animated show The Simpsons. He picked on Bart Simpson and Milhouse, okay? He was a bully, okay? So I use him a lot as an example for bullies, because everyone knows Nelson Muntz, right? So in that scenario, Nelson feels like some kids are smarter than he is. He's not that smart. And some kids are wealthier than he is. He's very poor. His mother works as a stripper, and sometimes he doesn't even have food to eat. So all of his inadequacies make him feel insecure. So he bullies others because he says, hey, at least I'm not a victim. And he feels powerful even though he is less intelligent and less financially successful, than the other kids at school. He feels that by using his threats of violence and his bully behavior, he is now the dominant, okay? And in the law of the jungle, he's right. But in the law of society, he's wrong. Because you can't bully someone to give you a job. And you can't bully a woman to date you. And you can't bully, opportunities like, dating and career. You can't bully them. You have to attract them with your social skills, not with your give me a job or I'll punch you. I want you to date me or I'll punch you. That doesn't work. You have to have charm and social grace and social skills to get a partner to date you or to get a good job. Okay? So the dominance hierarchy and the pecking order comes from ancient times, and it's a powerful system where the strong end up at the top. Okay? And nature wants it that way because nature favors the strong. Nature does not like the weak. Nature doesn't care about the weak. Okay? That's just how nature works. I didn't make this rule. I wouldn't have made this rule. Nature made this rule. Okay? All right. I want to tell you a few stories of actual people, victims of bullying, so that we can galvanize in you the fact that you need to defend yourself because this stuff is real. Okay? So, here's a story. Okay? 2 Florida girls, ages 12 and 14. They were arrested on felony charges in 2013 for taunting a 12-year-old girl, Rebecca Sedgwick, who jumped to her death from an abandoned cement factory, okay, because of the bullying. One of the suspects bragged about it on Facebook. She wrote, "I bullied Rebecca and she killed herself." So when you have hesitation about confronting your bully, you think maybe he's going to just give up. Just find someone else to pick on. That maybe something's going to... Something is going to stop him from picking on you. It didn't stop. Rebecca had to kill herself to get the bullying to stop. That's not the way I want your story to end. I don't want you to be Rebecca. I want you to fight back. But Rebecca's bullies were ages 12 and 14, and they were girls. How bad was the bullying? Was it worth taking your life? It was 2 teenage girls. Now I know what you're thinking. Mean girls can be very mean. You have to be able to defend yourself. At least against 12 and 14-year-old girls, okay? So, yeah, okay? Because they will watch you kill yourself and then laugh about it later, okay? 18-year-old Shay Shahan of Plano, Texas, suffered a severe brain injury at birth and now has the mental capacity of an 8-year-old. And this is a common story right here, where people who have, they're mentally retarded. That's what we called them when I was growing up. We didn't differentiate between Down syndrome or autism or brain injury. We said he's mentally retarded. Or if it was autism, we said he's mildly retarded. But what we meant was that there was a damage to the brain in some way. Okay? So it wasn't disrespectful only if I called a person that doesn't have a brain injury, if I called them retarded, that was a slur. But if I was honestly talking about a person who is actually retarded, it's a term that is no longer popular. But getting back to the story, he has the mental capacity of an 8-year-old. Okay? She has the mental capacity of an 8-year-old. She's the victim of bullying by many of her peers at high school. She receives text messages from fake phone numbers that range from cruel to frightening, and one went so far as threatening to rape and kill her. So, is bullying harmless? You're talking about raping and killing a mentally retarded girl. Her mother, Shay's mother, has to go to school with her and sit with her at lunch in the school cafeteria in order to protect her from other students that want to hurt her, that want to bully her. In my Taekwondo class, there's a man who's been studying Taekwondo for 10 years. He's a black belt. He can't go very high because he has Down syndrome. But he did enough to get his black belt, okay? No one's picking on him anymore. No one. Okay? Yes, maybe he has the mental capacity of a teenager, okay? But no one's picking on him anymore. He knows how to fight back. I wouldn't pick on the guy. He's a black belt. And he's got strength. Okay? The point is, the solution is not to bring your mom to the cafeteria. The solution is not for you to hope something changes in this terrible situation. Someone rescues you, or a circumstance, or that bully moves to a different school, or the bully dies of natural causes or a car accident. I know what you're thinking. You're hoping and you're wishing and you're praying for those things to happen. Not going to save you. What's going to save you is learning self-defense. And that's what saved the black belt Down syndrome man in my Taekwondo class. Here's another story of bullying, another tragic story. Ty Smalley featured. He was the feature of a movie called Bully. Okay, there was a movie made about bullying, and he was the central character of the movie. Okay. Ty Smalley, featured in the movie Bully, was just 11 years old. 11 years old. When he took his own life after being bullied for over 2 years in elementary school. His father, Kirk Smalley, now works to fight against bullies and seeks legislature to end bullying once and for all. Is it going to end because you made a law? There are already laws against physically hurting someone or threatening violence against them. There's already laws. You can't legislate bullying and make it. Bullies don't respect the law. Okay? You already have laws that protect people, but you have to defend yourself. The police are not going to go there and to elementary school and break up. They're not going to. Okay? No one's going to defend you except you. That's what I learned in prison and jail. No one's going to do this but you. But the good news is you can defend yourself. Even if you have Down syndrome. Even if you have... there's a person in my Taekwondo class has a scoliosis, a curvature of the spine. There's some moves and some activities in sequences that she cannot do because of her bent spine. But she hangs in there and she does her best and she can defend herself. No one is bullying her. Okay? No one. Okay? So that's what I'm here to tell you, is that of all the ways that you could interact with a bully, the only way to get them to back up and leave you alone is to stand up for yourself. To push back and say, hey, no way, man. This is my lunch tray. And we can fight about it, but this is my lunch tray. No way. We'll go fight. I guess we're going to fight. Okay? That's the only way. Okay? So, Ty Smalley, the bully, who killed himself at 11 years old. Okay. The parents repeatedly brought the case to the school's administration, and the administration dismissed the case, saying, boys will be boys. And they did nothing to help Ty. In fact, the kid who bullied Ty was given a 1-day suspension. And Ty, the victim, was given 3 days suspension. Yeah, you see the injustice? Don't ever expect law enforcement or human resources or the school counselor or vice principal to stand up for you. Not going to happen. What's going to happen is they're going to artfully brush it out, sweep it under the rug. Well, hey, they're not going to help you, okay? And you probably already realize this. Before you purchased this course, you tried to go to someone in authority and say, help me, I'm being picked on. And they did not help you. They gave you a lip service and, oh, well, they didn't help you. They did not solve the problem. They might have even made it worse. Ty never served his suspension. He got the 3-day suspension. When he come home from school, he committed suicide. He didn't do the 3 days of suspension. It's a tragic loss. Another story, another tragic story of bullying and what it can lead to. Jessie Logan, 18. She broke up with her boyfriend. This is common. When you break up with a boy, you hurt his feelings. Oh no, he's gonna get bullied. Okay, and I wanted to talk about that. Revenge porn, is that bullying? Hell yeah, that's bullying. You broke up with me. You hurt my feelings. So now I'm spreading your nude pictures all over, and I'm calling you a slut on the internet, on social media, and I'm bullying you. I'm being a cyber bully because you broke up with me, and I'm angry and revengeful. Okay? So she broke up with her boyfriend. He sent the nude pictures of Jessie around the school, which prompted the young girls to harass Jessie to the point where she didn't want to go to class. Jesse was brave enough to go on a local television